This week we're featuring Held to a Higher Standard, the Dave Hill Group, the Room Ensemble, the Billy Halting Trio, and Switchblade 3. If you care to donate, click on the donate tip jar link in the description or on our website at liveatzerobpm.com/tipjar. And now, let's get to the music with your host, Billy Halting.
All right, everybody out there, welcome to another one of our best of shows. I'm sorry we can't have live bands yet here in Los Angeles, but you got me. And we got some great clips tonight. We got the Dave Hill Group, Held to a Higher Standard, Room Ensemble, my trio, and Switchblade 3, kind of our house rockabilly band. So let's just get to this. Let's start out this first. I'm going to do a little fancy thing here. Let's talk about, this is the Dave Hill Group. He's been in here 3 times, and this is a good one. It's with Greg Karukas on keyboards, who's one of the few keyboardists we've had. Adam Cohen is playing bass, and Joel Taylor, who I think might have played last week on the show as well as here. So we don't need to hear too much from me. Let me get their, where is that video? There it is. Dave Hill, Clear, Clear, Clear. And let's go. Yeah, that was the Dave Hill Group. That was really fun. You know, it's one of the people commented that it was nice to have the keyboards. Adds a whole other color to what we're doing. So, because we've had a lot of guitar trios, and they're great because we get the best guitar players in LA coming around, which brings us to the next group. But before we do that, I just want to tell you what we're doing with tips these 3 nights. If you tip last week, tonight, or on Tuesday, which is part 3 we just added, I'm pooling all of those tips in and splitting them up between all the musicians that are playing on these best of shows. So I think there's 61 instances of musicians playing, and some of them played 2 or 3 times, once or twice, but they're going to get it all. They're going to get their little holiday bonus, whether it's $5 or $5 million, whatever it comes out to be, divided up evenly. That's what we're going to do. So if you want a tip, just choose that or hit us up on Venmo or something. That money's going to get to these guys. We had to cancel 6 or 7 already of the shows. Like I said, next week we were supposed to have the Rump Roller Organ Trio, which was going to do their holiday album stuff, but the stay at home, don't hang with people that don't live with you rules in LA are still in effect. So we're going to hold that off, hoping we can still get David Becker in here on the 29th. If not, they'll be postponed. And I'll talk about January shows in a little bit. But I want to get to Held to a Higher Standard. Let me get these guys up here. Oh, let me get rid of that. It's Alan Hines, Brad Rebuchin, who is, I think, our house guitar player at this point. He's maybe 1 gig ahead of Jeff Miley. And it's also Lyman Medeiros, who has a great website. I hope he's watching. I want to promote his stuff. He does a thing with his wife or girlfriend with the ukulele duo. It's really kind of cool. They did a really fun holiday album. And then Chris Wabich, who is definitely the house drummer. I think he's played here 7 times before, and he's coming back in January and February. So I'll talk about those lineups in a bit. But this is a group called Held to a Different Standard. I always want to call them Held to a Higher Standard, but I haven't yet. One thing before we get on, I just want to say hi. We've got our regulars. We've got Toby. We've got Chris Stark. We've got Phil. We've got Diana's here, and a bunch of new people. Tova Abadi is here. And Toby sent her. So Toby, thank you for passing that on. And Phil is up here. These guys are blowing up the chat rooms, and there's not a ton of people for these best of shows, but they're really fun. If you're new, and I think my friend Elisa and Chris are watching. Hi. I think they said they just texted me. I've also got a text thing up here. These are from the live shows. So that's basically what the live shows are, and some interaction. We do some talking like we're doing in between reading things. I announce people who leave a tip. As a point, and Chris Stark just commented, as much as I love the usual trio format, there's such an amazing fullness of sound added by the keys, which is, you're right. And this next one is another quartet. Doesn't have a keyboard player, but the 2 guitars. Let's just get to that one. And then we're going to have a special guest after this. Okay, let me clear all these other slots up. And here you go, Held to a Different Standard. All right. Held to a different standard. And like I was just saying, we have a special guest here. Let me get this set up here. And we have Mr. Brad Rebuchin. Let me turn his mic on. I got to go to another page for that. Brad, you're there.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Is that working?
So let me just set this up a little bit. When I got the idea to do this, this is when Barmageddon happened and all the live venues shut down. Everything went terrible. I thought, look, I've got a studio. I could figure this out. So I set to work getting figuring out the software and all the different things to get it set up so that when it was safe or it was within the rules to have people get together. And I called a bunch of guys to see who wanted to play, and Brad was the first guy. He trusted me. Some other people were a little hesitant because they didn't know what it would be like or any of that, but Brad is, and he's also agreed to be the first guest on our show.
So I haven't learned my lesson.
Yeah. But so tell us a little bit about Held to a Different Standard. How did that come about?
Well, so me and Alan Hines, we both teach at MI, and we would often get together and jam like between students and stuff. Because I was a big fan of his playing, and it's great to play with other players and trade ideas and stuff. And then over time, we just kind of came up with this idea of wouldn't it be cool if we actually made a record and sort of put Alan in a context which he's normally not in because normally he's playing more of more fusion, or groovy stuff. And this was, like let's get a acoustic bass and a drummer and do some standards. And so that's how it was born. And then we did so we recorded a record, and then that was our first gig, actually, and only gig so far, the one that you just saw a tune from.
So that was a world premiere.
Pretty much.
Live show.
Yeah, pretty much. Never happened. Hopefully there'll be more, as, time goes on. But, and it's always so interesting to play with another interesting guitar player, and so you can steal stuff and be inspired and be prodded into different directions.
Yeah, the other two guitar group we had was Jeff Miley and Larry Kuntz played with Joey De Leon on percussion. That was really neat. Nice to have all that color and everything going around. So
yeah. No, absolutely.
Now,
two fine players.
You and Jeff were going to do our holiday show. You had Tim Landers and Herman Matthews were going to play with you tonight. But since we're kind of on these don't hang out with anybody orders, we had to cancel that. But I see you have a guitar. Would you like to play for us?
Yeah. I think I'll play a tune since I'm here.
Yeah, since you're here.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna play Shenandoah, actually. See if I can pull this off. So here we go. And is that a good volume? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. That sounds good.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to play this whole thing and then go, wow, no one could hear it. Okay, anyway, here we go.
Well, Brad, that was really great.
Thanks.
So, yeah, Chris Stark was just like, wow, beautiful playing. I even said the same thing. And it's just wonderful. And thank you for being the first guy to play.
Sure.
Thank you for being the first guy to come on and do this. Next week, we have some surprises, but I think Carrie Frank is going to do a organ thing, and I'm looking for some other guys. So if you guys out there in TV land like this sort of thing, I can have guests on more often. I don't know if it's something you guys are interested in having more of. Let me know. I'm up for any suggestions you got. So let's say goodbye to Brad, and thank you so much. We will see you soon, I hope.
Yeah, and thanks always, for putting all the time into doing all this. Great work.
It's actually a lot of fun, and it's great. I'm glad guys could play and make a little bit of money. So we will see you soon.
Cool. Thank
you're
you.
Playing in January?
I'm playing in January, the beginning of January. I forget the exact date, but it's a single digit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then, yeah. So I will. Do you know who's playing with you yet?
I'm still working on it. You've got to get the perfect lineup.
Let me know the day before.
Okay.
But just, Chris Stark, Jeff Miley are clapping. Toby is loving this. And Tova is said lovely, Brad. So
cool.
It's very cool. Okay, let's get on with the show here.
Thank you.
A lot more to do. And I got to mute his microphone. All right, that was fun. Brad Rebuchin, always amazing. Let's see what I got on the list here. So, we have the Room Ensemble coming up. These guys are great. Dimitri Smilis is one of my favorite guitar players down. Very unique. We've had so many different guitar players on these shows. They've all been different, and it's really great. Also with him is Dan Lutz, and I forget who the other guy is. There's two guys that have like the perfect bass pickup setups, and they're two of them. And then look, we have Chris Wabich again on drums. So this has got to be good. So anyway, I want to do a shout out to Elisa and Chris. They just donated so incredibly generously. I thought it was a typo. But thank you guys. That will get out to the musicians and everything. Actually, Chris and Elisa, I went to their wedding. I was one of the instigators in getting them to meet each other. So it was really kind of fun. And it's so nice to see them, and they're just great people. And I want to thank them and everybody for coming to hang out. If you're watching, say something in the chat rooms. You got to be logged into to YouTube to do that, but log in. And then don't forget to like the video, subscribe to us, all those follows, everything. That really helps us out grow, because we've got some good stuff going on here, but we really want to make sure everybody gets out, everybody sees us. So here we go. Here is the Room Ensemble, and they're doing You Don't Know What Love Is. Yeah. You can see why I love these guys. We have so many great bands here. I just can't get over. I can never tell you which one's my favorite, but I don't know if you guys have noticed this beautiful, fashionable shirt I'm wearing. This is the Live at Zero BPM t-shirt. It says hashtag support live music. But you don't want me to tell you about it. Let me just play the commercial. Where is the commercial? Here it is. I hope you enjoy this. Oh, no, for some of you who haven't noticed, I'm not wearing my neck brace tonight. I saw the doctor yesterday, 12 weeks out of surgery, no more neck brace. So I have to reshoot this commercial because I filmed it last week when I had the neck brace on. I hope you enjoy it anyway.
Hello there! Tired of not being able to decide what to wear and also wish that people knew you supported live music? We've got a solution! The new Live at Zero BPM t-shirts are here. They're perfect for doing just about anything. Holding your cat. Walking the neighborhood. Deciding which mask to wear. Crying yourself to sleep at night crushed by the pressure of extreme loneliness coupled by the foreboding sense of impending doom. Doing your laundry. Petting a cat to relieve feelings of loneliness and impending doom. And they also say hashtag support live music, so friends on video calls and the person that drops off your groceries will know you are awesome. These shirts will make you the coolest person in the room, especially when you're by yourself. And soon, hats. Just waiting for those slow motherfuckers in Vegas to finish embroidering them. Order yours today at liveatzerobpm.com/shop. And thank you for supporting live music. Shirts may not make you the coolest person in the room, even if you're by yourself.
Okay. I'm sorry. I mostly watch that to amuse myself. But your support really does help. And look what came yesterday. I haven't had a chance to redo the commercial. We have hats. We got the black and white one. Looks pretty good. Matches the t-shirt really nice. And we also have this nice Columbia blue one. The lighting in here is terrible. But there we go. That's a pretty good representation of it. So we've got it blue, and we've got, I think, 11 of each of these left. So if you want one, it's just liveatzerobpm.com. That's live AT. All those links you see me posting up here. Toby just posted in the Facebook group /shop. You can find it from the shop link at the top. And that goes and helps support this, so all the software and the computer upgrades I got. So I want to keep this going. And that's it. So now we kind of have a band let me see who's up next. Oh, look, it's the Billy Holting Trio. So this is a lot of fun. I didn't create this series just so I could play, but I figured since I had it, I might as well play. And of course, I got, Larry Steen, one of my favorite bass players, known Larry forever, played with him forever. And then who else but Chris Wabich would play drums? So I want to thank Larry and Chris for doing this. And we're coming back in February. And I will go through, actually, let's slip over here to here's the December lineup. Hoping, next week on Tuesday, Thursday's Christmas Eve. Who's going to do a show then? Best of 2020 Part 3. I added a Part 3. And that's, I have to look up who's playing, but it's a bunch of good stuff. And then January, since we had to move the Rump Roller Trio from next Tuesday, they're going to play it. But Conganas is the full orchestra Latin quartet. Amazing group. And then we have, who's next after that? Oh, Brad Rebuchin. That's when he's coming in. He's the first Thursday. Then the Rump Roller Organ Trio's on a Tuesday. GK Soul Jazz Party. That's Greg Karukas, Pat Kelly, Keith McKelly, and Joel Taylor. That'll be amazing. Switchblade 3, our rockabilly band, who you're going to hear in a little bit, is going to be playing there. And then I think we're, the Room Ensemble, who we just heard. And then Joey De Leon's bringing in some all-stars. And then in February, my trio's playing. Jeff Miley's playing. He's playing with, I can't remember who he said he's got to play with him, but he'll have a great group. And we'll go on. But let's go back and to the trio here. We're going to do, I asked the guys what tune they wanted me to play. And of course, they didn't pick any of the ones I wrote. They picked a Chick Corea tune, which I'm not going to lie, it kind of makes sense. So let's just get to that, and let's get to the music. All right. Oh, wait, I got to give myself some claps. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank you on behalf of Chris Wabich and Larry Steen and all the beautiful people. So over here, we're coming up to our last band, and that means we get the encore claps going. Okay. And that is Switchblade 3. But I want to just say one thing before we get to that. Where are their names? There it is. So if anybody tips, like I said, it's going to get spread out through all of the musicians that we're highlighting in these 3 best of shows, which is almost everybody that's played with us. So any little bit helps. You can tip on the archives. If you tell your friends to watch it and they want to help out, they want to send a little Christmas bonus to the guys that have been playing here. This is show number 29. Next week will be show 30. And for you new people, they're not always formatted like this. We're just doing this because right now the rules in Los Angeles say to not gather with people outside of your household. So hopefully we'll be back the 29th with David Becker, and then in January back up. The new schedule is generally going to be Thursday nights and the first and third Tuesdays, but I think in January, to make up for some of these bands, we're going to do every Tuesday and every Thursday. It's just a lot. So I'm also getting text messages in addition to all this stuff. We do have somebody watching. Oh, 2 people on Periscope. Oh, we're starting to hold there. Still haven't gotten our one Twitch viewer yet, which is usually Andre. Hopefully he'll watch an archive. He's probably been to most of these shows. But I want to make sure. Tova did tip, and thank you very much for that. Chris Stark, forgot to mention, he's always the first one to tip every week. He is one of our top tippers. Did you get your, Chris, did you get your shirt? So it was supposed to arrive today. So let me know. He ordered one, which is great. Also, Michael Powson, my good friend, he's a history professor, but he plays good violin and guitar and all that. He is a big fan, and he comes to all these shows. Good, close personal friend of mine. So I want to say thank you to him, and thank you to everybody else. I'm going to play this last tune and then say a few words, but if you want to tip, that'd be great, either on Venmo or on the website. Either way, it's great. We'll be here next week and for part 3. So come back, and we're going to have a couple of surprise guests now that I know how to work that technology, which we just tested today at 5 o'clock. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking here, and let's get to, Switchblade 3. Do we have them up? Sorry, I haven't been doing this properly. There we go. This is a rockabilly band that I know Bernie Dressel very well, and he said he had this band. And so it's we're kind of sticking to the jazz thing, but this group is so fun, and they are pretty jazzy also. And I picked an original tune of theirs. It's actually written by Itaro Sako, and it's called Blues Word, Bluesword. But Bernie and I were talking, and we're not sure if it's Blues Word or Blue Sword. Could be either way. So interpret it as you will. And let's get them up here. Where are they? Switchblade 3. Let me clear all these titles and everything out of the way. And here you go. You guys might want to dance for this. And that's just a smattering of what those guys do. It's a lot of rockabilly, a lot of old tunes, and Bradley sings, and he's amazing, and it's just a super fun night. They played like every month. We've been doing this, and I think we pushed them back to January. We had to cut these dates. They're one of the bands we had to cut this month. But let me just go through this again. Like you said, in December, still hoping to get David Becker out here on the 29th. But if he can't do it, we'll reschedule him for January. And our killer January lineup looks like this. It's going to be great. We're going to keep going. It's not too late. You can tip 24 hours a day, many years into the future. The tip jar stays up there. It asks you who you want to tip. You click on the pull-down menu, and it lists every single show we've done. So if you see something in the archives on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, I think lasts for a week. And I'm looking over at Periscope, and apparently they're dying, or they're going away. I guess it's going to change formats to just Twitter. So I have to get into Twitter now. And I want to say thank you again. I'm going to play the outro video, which is the bands for next week, if I can find it. They're opening next week. Here it is. I will play this. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much. We went a little overtime today, but I think that's okay. Again, thank you so much. Support live music. Buy a T-shirt. Buy a hat. You look good in them. If I can look good in it, and you can. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. And here you go.
Thanks for joining us here at Live at 0 BPM. These videos will be archived on YouTube and Facebook, so tell your friends. On Tuesday, December 22nd, it's the Live at 0 BPM COVID-19 Safe Stay at Home in Los Angeles Best of 2020 show, Part 3. This week we're featuring the Brad Robuchin Trio, the Butterface Trio, Miley White Lot, David Becker and Brad Robuchin, and the Rump Roller Organ Trio. Showtime, 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And as always, it's free. The donations are greatly appreciated. Go to live@0bpm.com for details and to sign up for our mailing list. Also, find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you soon.